I just finished making a video about the correlation between the inverted yield curve and the 10-year Treasury rate. And I came to a conclusion that they're not directly correlated. And that tends to be the truth over the long term. But over the short term, there can be periods where they are correlated. And that tends to be periods of time where short-term interest rates are very low, because all the inverted yield curve is the 10-year minus the 3-month, and the 3-month Treasury maturity is a short-term bond. So if the short-term bond is very low, then there's going to be a high correlation between the inverted yield curve and the 10-year. So we can look here in 2020. We had a very strong correlation between the 10-year and the inverted yield curve, just because the 3-month Treasury yields were so low that subtracting them from the 10-year was such a insignificant amount. You can see the in the blue, that's after the 3-month was subtracted from the 10-year, so it's barely less. So the short-term rate is very low. And you can see again, there was a correlation between around 2008 and around 2017, right after the 2008 recession. It seems like they're cutting short-term interest rate, short-term rates as a result of trying to boost the economy after a major recession, both in 2020 and 2008. So you can see here that over this span of time that the 10-year and the inverted yield curve are basically pretty correlated, just because low short-term rates were very insignificant. It was at a very small amount. And you can see here, I wanted to pull the 2-year because the 3-month was like hovering at 0. But during 2020, you can see the 2-year was significantly less, just indicating that short-term rates were at such a low drop significantly to counteract the tough times that we were dealing with the shutdown and everything else. And so that's why there's such a high correlation that seems to happen after the economy is in rough waters with the short-term rates. And you can see here with the 2008 to 2017 period, the 2-year is it's hovering at 0 to try to boost the economy after the recession. So there can be a correlation between the 10-year and the inverted yield curve, but it tends to be when short-term rates are cut to boost the economy. But overall, it seems like it will not consistently predict what the 10-year will be, but they tend to follow each other in an environment where short-term rates are low. So, all right, that's all. Thanks.